Hey everybody, I've gotten a lot of questions about the phone mount that I'm using on the Continental GT, so I figured I should do a quick video explaining what I've got going on here. It can be difficult to mount a phone mount on the Continental GT if you put bar-in mirrors on the bike, because you just run out of places to put a phone mount. You don't have a proper handlebar or anything like, say, an Interceptor or anything like that. And if you remove the mirrors and put bar-ins on, you've lost another place to mount your phone. So it kind of becomes tricky. And I already had the quad lock set up from when I was delivering food with the Super Cub. And so I was able to move mostly everything over. And initially, when I bought the GT, I just swapped it straight over because I was using the mirror mount on the Super Cub, and the mirror mount just went on the stock handlebars, or the stock mirrors. But since I removed those and put bar-in mirrors on, I lost that mount. And so you can see there's kind of nowhere else to mount a phone. I've seen a lot of people trying to rig things up by drilling holes and things, and I didn't want to do that. So I got on Quadlock's website and found what they call the brake clutch lever mount. And so this mounts straight to the front brake lever on the GT. It doesn't work on the clutch side because the mount is different and it's incompatible over there, so you have to mount everything on the right, which is also why my USB plugs are mounted on the right as well, so I'm not running cables all the way across. It just goes straight there. So the main piece you have to buy is what they call the brake clutch lever mount. And you remove the two bolts from the brake lever, and once you have those out, there's two spacers that go on the back. And before you reinstall them, flip that rearward side of the clamp, flip it upside down. Because if you notice, I've got the blank offs for where the mirrors used to be, but on this side I don't, because it's upside down. I flipped it upside down so it's underneath, so it's out of sight. So you don't have that. You don't have to worry about putting a blank off on this side. I've done it just to fill the hole, but it's out of sight. I've also used the vibration dampener because I use my phone to film. It's what you're looking at me through right now, which is why it's not mounted here. I'll have to edit in some shots of me putting it on the bike. It works well. It's a little bit tall, I think, but it's really, it is what it is, basically. You don't have a whole lot of options with this, with this bike and trying to mount a phone on it and everything like that. And I wouldn't recommend using the wireless power head. I do own that, and I used it with the Super Cub when I was working off that bike, and it just didn't work well. It kind of slowed down the battery consumption, but it never would actually charge the phone. Even if I wasn't using the phone and I had it on the charger, it would do nothing but hold its power level, and that's it. It would stay at the same level and never charge up, but it would slow the rate down. That if I was using it, it would slow down the usage rate. And I ended up having to just use it, since it runs a USB connection anyway to that, I would have to unplug that and run power to the phone to actually charge it. So it ended up being just a waste. So I don't recommend that. You do have to buy the phone case for your specific phone. And since I already had most of this stuff, I didn't have to invest a lot. I just had to buy the brake lever mount, which is about 60 bucks, I think. The vibration dampener, I think those cost about $20. And the case is about $35. So you end up paying about, if you're going to buy all of this at once, it'll be about $115. Like I said, since I had some of this stuff, it didn't cost me that much out of pocket, but that's how I did it. So there it is, the Quad Lock brake clutch lever mount on the Continental GT.